Hello there, dividend yield enthusiasts. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the most important concepts in dividend investing, which is your dividend yield. Now, the dividend yield is simply the percentage of a company's stock price that is paid out as dividends. For example, if a company has a dividend yield of 5%, that means that for every $100 that you invest in the company's stock, you would receive $5 in dividends. Now, the reason why dividend yield is so important is because it's one of the key factors that determine how much income you can earn from your investments. The higher the dividend yield, the more cash that you can earn. That's why when it comes to dividend investing, yield is one of the most important things to look at. Now, there are a couple of things to keep in mind when it comes to dividend yield. One is that it's important to remember that dividend yield is not the only thing to look at when deciding whether or not you're going to invest in a company for its dividends. You also need to look at a company's financial stability and also the history of paying dividends. Another thing to keep in mind is that dividend yields can fluctuate over time. So even if a company has a high dividend yield today, that doesn't mean that it will have a high dividend yield tomorrow. For example, a couple of months ago, I bought this company called Evras right before the Ukraine crisis. This company paid really high dividends. However, it was hurt by UK sanctions because one of its biggest shareholders is Russian. Therefore, the company decided to stop paying dividends last minute. And because of the sanctions, I cannot even sell my stock anymore. It's just lost in limbo. These sanctions are absolutely ridiculous. And they hurt ordinary people and investors, and not just Russians. So be careful of buying stocks and know that certain events like future pandemics and governments can destroy your return with almost no notice. That's why it's important to keep an eye on the market and monitor changes in dividend yields. Finally, it's also important to remember that dividends are not guaranteed. So, while dividend yield is a very important factor to consider whether you're going to invest in dividend stocks, it's not the only factor. Keep all of these in mind when you're making investment decisions, and you'll be on your way to become a successful dividend investor.